In the massive, sprawling world of Hindu mythology, there are tons of incredible figures, but one stands out: the celestial dancer Urvashi, a woman who wasn't born but was created in a single flash of divine power. We're about to dive deep into her legend. So, I've got a question for you. Who was the most beautiful, most desired woman in all of mythology who never had a mother, who was never born from a womb? The answer is probably not what you're expecting. She was born from the thigh of a god. And no, that is not a metaphor. I mean, literally. And this one fact, this incredible origin, sets the stage for her entire amazing legend. Now, you might think born from a thigh? That's just weird. But it's not some random, bizarre detail. Nope. It is the absolute key to understanding her power, her independence, and her place in the entire cosmos. It all kicks off with a challenge to two of the greatest sages who ever lived. So, picture this. Two powerful sages, Naraya and Narayana, are meditating so deeply, their spiritual power is just skyrocketing. And you know, when that kind of power surge happens, it tends to make the other gods, well, a little nervous. Specifically, it makes Indra, the king of all the gods, really insecure. See, he can't stand the idea of anyone challenging his top spot. So he pulls his classic move. He sends his elite celestial dancers, the Apsaras, to go seduce the sages and break their focus. Okay, so here's a little piece of micro info for you, and this is super cool because it connects everything. The name Urvashi itself comes directly from the Sanskrit word uru, which literally means thigh. Her whole identity is baked right there into her name. So Indra's Apsaras are doing their thing, trying to be all seductive, but the sage Narayana just opens his eyes, completely unimpressed. And to show them what real beauty and power look like, he simply strikes his own thigh. And from that spot, Urvashi emerges, a woman so breathtakingly beautiful that all of Indra's dancers are instantly put to shame. Then, in the ultimate power move, he just gifts her to Indra, and she becomes the new star dancer of heaven. But Urvashi's story doesn't just stay up in the heavens. Oh no. Her most famous legend is actually a tragic romance with a mortal king. A love story held together by some very strange and very fragile rules. So, thanks to a curse, Urvashi has to live on Earth for a while. And it's here that she meets and falls head over heels for the handsome king, Puravas. He's totally smitten with her too, but she'll only marry him on her terms. And her terms were, well, they were very specific. First, he had to promise to always protect her two pet sheep. And second, she must never, ever see him naked. Except, during lovemaking. If he broke either rule, she'd be gone. Forever. For years, they're perfectly happy together. But back in heaven, the court just isn't the same without its star performer. So the Gandharvas, the celestial musicians, cook up a scheme to trick the king, break the conditions, and force Urvashi to come back. The trap is sprung with perfect, cruel precision. In the middle of the night, the Gandharvas snatch the sheep. Puravas hears their cries and, in a total panic, he forgets the rule and leaps out of bed, completely naked, to chase them. And at that exact second, the Gandharvas create a flash of lightning, lighting him up for Urvashi to see. And just like that, it was over. The conditions were broken. Bound by her own word, she vanished, leaving the king completely and utterly heartbroken. Their love was real, for sure, but her celestial nature came with rules that a passionate, hasty mortal just couldn't keep. But don't go thinking Urvashi is just some tragic lover. Not even close. She is a formidable, powerful being, and when her desire is rejected, the consequences are intense. This next story shows her fierce, uncompromising side. So, the great Pandava hero Arjuna is visiting the heavens, and he completely catches Urvashi's eye. She's captivated. And being an Apsara, she doesn't believe in playing games. She goes right up to him and makes her desire crystal clear. And this right here is where things get really interesting, because it's a total clash of worldviews. Arjuna is, completely horrified. He says, wait, you were the wife of my ancestor, Puravas. In my world, you're like a mother to me. But Urvashi just scoffs at that. She tells him that Apsaras aren't bound by mortal rules about family or time. They're free. Furious at being rejected, Urvashi's passion just flips into pure rage. she hits him with a powerful curse that for 1 year, Arjuna would lose his manhood and be forced to live as a eunuch, a dancer, and singer, scorned by all. But here's the kicker. The amazing twist of fate in all this, years later, when Arjuna and his brothers had to live in disguise for a year, this exact curse became his greatest asset. It allowed him to live as Brihanala, a dance teacher in a royal court, perfectly hidden from all his enemies. Her anger literally saved him. So when you put all the pieces together, it's so clear that Urvashi is way more than just a pretty face. She's this complex symbol of untamed beauty, artistic perfection, and a kind of female power that exists totally outside of our mortal rules. So what is the essence of Urvashi? Let's break it down. She's ageless beauty. She is an unmatched artist, a dancer, and musician without equal. She is fiercely independent, defining her own relationships. She's a raw symbol of passion, both creative and romantic. And, yeah, she is a wielder of some serious power. So that leaves us with a big question, right? Is Urvashi the ultimate celestial muse, this perfect figure of divine inspiration? Or is her story a warning, a cautionary tale about the messy, complex, and dangerous intersection of love, desire, and power? You know, maybe she's both.